There is arguably no British car as instantly recognisable and iconic as Jaguar's E-Type. It's the quintessential classic car, and it turns heads today just as much as it wowed people when it was first introduced over 60 years ago. In fact, Enzo Ferrari himself declared it the most beautiful car ever made. And looking at this 1969 Series 2 example, it's clear to see why. This thing absolutely oozes sex appeal. These E-Types spawned from the racing C-Type and D-Type Jaguars that were winning Le Mans in the 1950s. And the appeal of these road-going E-Types were obvious from the start. Not only was the performance incredible, but they were practical, they were easy to drive, and way more affordable than the Ferraris, Maseratis, Porsches, and Aston Martin sports cars of the day. Jaguar sold over 75,000 E-Types over the course of 14 years, making them way more affordable than other 60s sports car exotica. The first E-Types from 1961 featured a 3.8 litre inline six-cylinder, but these are the slightly enlarged ones to 4.2 litres used in the Series 2 with triple SU carbs. It also has a larger front grille to eradicate some of the cooling issues that happened with these earlier E-Types. And incredibly importantly, these engines are still grounded in those XK engines used in those Le Mans winning races from the 1950s. You can pick this as a Series 2 E-Type because of its open headlights. The earlier Series 1s, of course, had enclosed headlights. Now this particular model, even though it looks stock standard, it's actually got some key upgrades, including Koni Classic adjustable shock absorbers and torsion bar front suspension. These changes have been made because this car has had some competition history. It's got a CAMS logbook and has competed in sprints and hill climbs, including Speed on Tweed, Phillip Island Classic and the Liburn Sprints, where it has placed first, second and third in these key events. While for some the Series 1 E-Type is the purest of the breed, it's these Series 2s that are the better cars. They've got improved braking system, improved heating inside, improved cooling for the engine, better seats, better switches and an adjustable steering wheel. This particular example was delivered to England but came to Australia very early in its life. It's still a matching numbers vehicle in its original colour, although it got a full bare metal respray about 15 years ago. The engine and gearbox, they were rebuilt about 10 years ago, and the brakes were rebuilt very recently. I remember reading a contemporary review of these E-Types from the 1960s. It was a motoring journalist who said, the E-Type was the only vehicle that he ever felt that he could go from breakfast in London to dinner in Monaco without breaking a sweat. And it feels very much like that with this particular E-Type. It just feels like a fabulous Grand Tourer. The bonnet just stretches on towards the horizon, and as you put your foot down, there's so much torque instantly, and the bonnet just rears up. It's an incredibly emotive thing to drive. For the 1960s, the performance of these E-Types was just out of this world. 150 miles an hour and 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in around 7 seconds. These were serious sports car numbers back then. So when they're as well set up like these E-Types are just glorious things to punt along. The torque from this 4.2 and the noise, it's surprisingly comfortable for such a sporting vehicle. Independent rear suspension certainly helps with the ride and handling, and you can feel how pointy this one is, having been set up for its competition use. There's so much opportunity for this car, especially because it comes with a bolt-in roll cage. So if you wanted to use it for hill climb sprints or targas, it's just about good to go with the right set of tyres. This is a quite wonderful example, and I love how there's the sensible upgrades to make the drive even more enjoyable in modern driving. But nothing takes away from this beautiful shape that only gets better with age.